Morning Live, now South Africa Premier Business Young Entrepreneur of the Year 2015, Barbecue Young Leader of the Year also in 2015, and Liver Empowerment Most Empowered Young Leader of the Year 2016 are some of the accolades that this guest today possesses. Young, gifted and successful, Sylvester Chauke is the epitome of what it means to thrive and work hard in order to reach your ultimate goal. Currently the owner of a branding company. Today we get to know Sylvester a little better. Let's take a look at this insert.
Hello Sylvester, and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you for having me. It really is a pleasure to share the story with you.
So you were recently awarded 2 international awards for Best Enterprise as well as Manager of the Year. Tell us a bit more about what these awards were all about.
They're from the European Business Assembly. So they've got a Socrates committee that looks at about 26 different countries, and they look at local businesses and leaders in those countries that obviously are adding a lot of value in the way that businesses run, but also the approaches to business as a whole. And we were nominated in that, and that meant that we stood a chance to walk away with a Manager of the Year as well as Enterprise of the Year or Best Enterprise within the European Business Assembly. Obviously incredibly elated by that because of the platform that it is, but also an opportunity for us as a young business. Apart
from acknowledgement and fanning for your recognition, what do these awards mean to you as an individual?
They validate that maybe we're on the right journey, because when you start a business you always think I just want to sustain this business at the beginning, because you really just want to keep it going, and to have acknowledgement from the European Business Assembly, for an example, in the Socrates nomination committee, means that perhaps we're making an impact and that we're being noticed for the work that we do. So it is incredible for us, and we are really completely excited about the win, and it represents great opportunities, we believe, for us in the future.
So you grew up in Soweto, and many might think that Soweto is a very colorful and very diverse township, in South Africa. Did it maybe play a part in your career path?
I mean, the energy, the hustle and bustle of Soweto as a whole is really incredible, obviously, because it is a melting pot of so many different cultures and backgrounds and energies. And as a result, you learn how to be able to engage with so many different people from different backgrounds. So not only can you speak 5 languages, because you need to, if you live in Soweto, the opportunities are wide to be able to engage with so many different people from different backgrounds, and so it already keeps you or gives you an edge around being able to be relatable on so many different spaces, and that has really influenced the way that I do business and the way that we look at consumers and the way that we operate, because it has to be incredibly diverse and incredibly rich and very understanding of different backgrounds that people come from. So, I mean, there's no experience like living in Soweto. There isn't. It is the most awesome and the most colorful, like you said. And because of the fact that it is such a melting pot of so many different influences, that it makes it so unique.
So you've worked with some of the most biggest brands, or international brands rather. Now, how difficult was it for you to move from working for these brands and starting your own business?
And everyone asks me that question because it is quite true. I mean, my previous job was Director of Marketing at MTV Networks Africa. So as you can imagine, it was probably a really, really exciting opportunity and a great job. But I guess for me, I was ready then to be able to really chart a different path for myself career-wise, but also be able to influence what I believe businesses should be run, and try to bring my own flair and my own way of doing business. And therefore I needed to do it in a space that allowed me to do that, and that meant starting my own business and really utilizing all the skills that I've learned along the way from amazing people to be able to build and start this one. So the courage, I think it came out of a necessity. I felt like I was ready to start a new chapter with DNA Brand Architects.
Many people are, afraid to start their own businesses because they're scared that they might not succeed. But what keeps you going, and what keeps your business successful?
Many things. Not only am I surrounded by incredible young people that support the vision of where we are wanting to go, which is very important. I have an amazing support structure within the company that really also wants to drive a different narrative around what we can do as young people in this country. But also the brands that we work with and the support from our clients who really give us the opportunity to do so, as well as a really good product, because creatively we really are, very competitive in the kind of ideas we come up with and we develop for some of our brands. So I think the mix between a really strong support, amazing clients we work with from the likes of Vodacom, Nedbank, South African breweries, who give us an opportunity to do work with them, is really incredible. And then of course the work needs to speak for itself, because without that it's not going to work. So I do think that if I mesh all these three together, it's probably the reason why we're still here.
Now, what advice would you have for all those young people who want to attain the level of success that you have?
Success is one thing, and it's what you set out to be. And I think that for me, the fact that you're already thinking about how do I try to be better than what I am right now is probably a really good place to start, because it's many of us and many young people talk about, I want to do this, I want to become an entrepreneur, there's a lot of I want to do this, I want to do that. But there's not enough of what do I need to do to get there? Mm-hmm. So I think get yourself a good base of education. You've got to be able to surround yourself with people that are going to assist you to be able to do that. You have to look and emulate other entrepreneurs, other leaders in the market. And it also starts where you are. Because I think that to be a successful entrepreneur, you kind of have to be successful currently where you are. If you've got a job that you're working on, if you're working at a call center like I did, I wanted to be the best person I could be at the call center, because it really is about building the ability to be able to move yourself from one space to the other, regardless of the challenges that you do face.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show, Sylvester. Thank you so much for joining Morning Live.
I love Morning Live, so it's such a pleasure to be here with you this morning.